Microsoft keeps providing more and more ways to sign in to Windows. Let's go down. I'm going to open the Start button and then up to Settings and then to Accounts and to Sign In Options. Now I want to talk just a little bit about security here, because in the security field we talk about different ways to prove you are who you say you are. There's something you know, something you have, and something you are. That's biometrics. So let's sort of categorize these things as we go. The most traditional way, of course, is a password. Hackers love it when you use passwords, because if they can get a hold of the hash file, which is just a numeric fingerprint, so to speak, of your password, they often can figure out your password from that fingerprint. So, and I'm not talking a literal fingerprint, I'm talking a figurative fingerprint, a series of numbers that represent your password. And so passwords are the traditional way you log in, and you can certainly set one up, but it is not the most secure way unless you use a very, very secure password. Hello Face, by the way, these are all called Windows Hello, and Windows Hello is just Microsoft's trade name for different ways to sign in. So Hello Face is something you are. It's kind of a biometric method, and it's facial recognition through a camera. Now I don't have that set up on my computer right now, so it's not available. Here's another biometric method, the fingerprint. And again, I don't have a device here to read fingerprints on my tower, and so this is not available to me. A PIN, this is something you know. So we have something you are, something you are, something you know. And a PIN is actually, Microsoft likes to force you to sort of set up a PIN when you first install the system, but then you can go in then you can go in later on and remove that PIN if you want and use a password instead. A security key, this is a version of something you have. You can buy a USB stick that you have to then plug into your system. You can set it up here in the system. You have to plug it into a USB port on the computer and then sign in. So it's a version of something you have. The password is a version of something you know. Now the picture password is an interesting one. It is something you are, in a sense, because it's really something you do, but something you do is sort of a subset of something you are. Really, we have three basic ones: something you know, something you have, something you are. And then we have, something you do is sort of a subset of something you are, because you do things in a certain way differently from the way other people do them. The picture password is an interesting one. I'm going to demonstrate that. So let's add a picture. And first I have to know my password, just to make sure I am who I say I am before I set this up. Now I'm going to say choose picture, and I will navigate to, well, I have actually right here a camera roll, so I have some pictures here. There's a Crater Lake, here's my dog, here's me and my dog on vacation. Let's choose that one. Alright, so here we are on vacation. This is Toby down here, and now I'm going to say use this picture, and now it says draw 3 gestures on your picture. You can use any combination of circles, straight lines, and taps. Remember the size, position, and direction of your gestures and the order you make them. So it wants me to do 3 gestures. So let's do number 1 here. Let's just circle the dog's head. Now I just held down the left mouse button and circled the dog's head. Second, I will just hold down my mouse button and I will follow Toby's tail here, sort of this U shape around Toby's tail. And third, I'll just make a circle around the end of this log right here. So I'll hold down the left mouse button. Of course, you could do this with your finger if it's a laptop, and I have that. Now it wants me to repeat the 3 just to make sure that I know what I'm doing here. So let's try that again. I will circle the dog's head. I will follow Toby's tail, and then I will make a circle around the end of this log. There we go. I'll just click finish. And now when I sign in, I just have to repeat. It'll present me with that picture, and I'll just have to repeat those actions, and I can sign in that way. So those are all current ones as of today, which is May 2020, and these may change over time. Of course, you can change when you're required to sign in, never, or when it wakes up from the sleep. This is an interesting one. I can allow Windows to automatically lock my device when I step away from the computer. In order to do this, you have to have maybe a phone or some Bluetooth device that you can pair with the system. And then if I'm working in a cubicle and I get up to go to the restroom or something, then it loses that Bluetooth signal, and it will lock the device, lock the computer while I've stepped away. So I have to be physically close to the computer in order for it to be logged on. That's actually a pretty cool feature. If somebody else walked up to the computer, it's worthless. They can't log on because they don't have that device. Again, that's sort of a something you have idea. And then just some options in if you want apps to restart when you sign back in and so forth.